That would be hilarious with a forest fire. The entire forest fire just picks up and zooms off into the sky. Not a thing anyone can do about it. Oh, that would be absolutely great.
Just like the nearest party member just suddenly falls into the sky.
Yeah, it would have been great.
That would be awful. That would be awful.
You act like this is something that wouldn't happen to this party.
Very, very true. I mean, that's all stuff that could very, very potentially happen regardless. Also, by the way, we're live.
No, we aren't. Don't lie. We're not live. No one wants to see us. Oh wait.
Yeah, we're live. All right. And now that we're done, like, I'm saving this fucking page. I'm saving this.
Just like just do one random roll every session just to see what happens, and just have it happen in the background.
I'm probably gonna start doing that. Yeah, and I have my reasons to allow it to happen. But oh wait, what's this one? Nearest doorway causes any traversing it to age 5d 10 years. That's a pretty nasty one.
Oh my god.
Nearest castle's tower blasts off into orbit.
Wait.
NASA spell! It's the NASA spell!
Alright, that's enough of this 10,000 random magical effects. Oh, that's a good table. I like that table. That's a nice table.
Hilarious.
Oh, I gotta link that in the other chat at some point. Anyway, back to the actual game, since, bit of housekeeping. Hello, everyone, by the way. Little housekeeping. Jeeves, unfortunately, will not be able to attend because work is stupid. That is all for the housekeeping.
Why can't we just play video games all day?
Why can't we be friends?
I'm sure we can be friends, but...
be lazy?
Now, had I realized the last session that the video would have been posting on the first, I would have had us do something in that last couple of hours.
That's your own frantic
fault.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that's your own fault and your own anal necessity to have everything scheduled out perfectly. So I don't care. Anyway, recap time. So you basically, oh Lord, we missed a session. You basically last time had finished the trial. Yay! You returned back to the Bardic College, found out that the Baron had finished his portion as well, did a bunch of reporting back and forth, found out that the Dragonborn was still running around screaming in terror, and had resolved to return back to Redwall the next morning to get everything taken care of. I'm going to go with it's morning now. You're pretty much getting ready to head out. Is there anything anyone would want to do before heading out?
Ask how that investigation's been going.
The investigation's not here. But it's going to be at Redwall.
Yeah, that would be... Oh, you're talking about the murder one that's at Redwall.
Oh, the murder one was at Redwall?
Yeah, it was at Redwall.
Oh, right. Yeah, we're at the Bard College right now.
Yeah, you're still at the Bard College.
Smart.
All right.
Really, the dog apparently needs to go out again. I'm telling you, every time I need to do something.
Just pet the dog!
No, petting doesn't work. She, wants outside every time I go start doing something.
Amazing dog is amazing. All right. So, anything else anyone want to do before heading off to return back to Redwall?
Nah, I don't think there's anything you need to do here. Not here, unless somebody wants to take up music lessons, which I already have. Aha.
Let's kind of pull out the bagpipes of haunting and kind of mime playing them playfully.
Is that dude still running around?
As you wonder that question, you see that he makes one more lap around the outer building.
My God, that poor bastard! What did we do to do that to him?
He laughed at you as you walked up the long staircase.
Well, now he's done that 50 times already.
Dog, I will beat you.
No.
I know you don't need to go out. I swear she's part hound. Oh my God.
She's a puppy.
Wow, that dog is loud.
Yeah, we've noticed.
But puppy.
Puppy dog. All right. So if there's nothing else anyone wants to take care of,
There's
everyone
nothing
will.
else in the Bard College that I can think of.
All right, then everyone is pretty much ready to head out, and you're basically going to start your march back to Redwall. It's going to take you about 2 days, I think I said.
Yeah. Are we taking the trolley? Because
There's no actual mechanical travel method to the Bard College. It's all walking there.
Yeah, we're walking.
Oh yeah, we went from Union City, I think, to Redwall.
Yeah, and that was the train thing. And yeah, also apologies for if anyone questions why Earth's mic is jumping up and down. We're assuming hardware issues. We can't resolve them yet, so we're dealing with it.
This is the first time I've used the mic ever since the last session, so I didn't know until just now. So, kind of short notice to go and buy a headset.
Yeah, just a little bit short notice.
Yeah, just a little bit.
All right.
I don't want to know how you broke, though.
All right then. Regardless, though, you all are going to be starting back to walk back, and I don't actually have a proper map for this, but I'm not that worried about it. But anything that the party wants to talk about now that they have time alone and are just walking back on this long path with a lot of beautiful rocks and everything around, granted. Like maybe a few things that Surina might recognize here and there, but...
Shiny rocks.
Unfortunately, but what I really wanted to question about stuff
Isn't here.
isn't here.
Yeah, I'm aware.
No. I mean, at most, I think Surina would be asking Elana, not Falana, how her search was going and all that jazz.
The search for what?
Serena's been knowing that she's been looking for information on stuff, especially since she knows it's probably related to the slaughter at that old dude's mansion. So she's just going to ask if there's been any word from her family, basically.
No.
No.
I don't ever expect there to be any word from them. For a while, at least.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. All right. All right. I suppose since nobody else is going to have stuff talking about, I'm going to have to freaking start prod things as well. Like I know, as you're walking along at some point, you'll see kind of Azul kind of linger back and be looking off at a nearby cliff face and kind of just nodding at herself for a little bit. She starts to fall behind as she's doing this.
Serena's going to ask something interesting about a cliff of rocks.
I think it's a ley line. Or a
That's
ley line goes through it anyway.
Shiny. That would be a way to get back.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Could do the usual method of tracing it. Just like detect magic and use like a beacon such as an arcane focus.
Well,
That's where
if
it
you want to
is.
actually, like, just glancing at it, nobody else would even looking at this would assume it's a ley line. If you want, you could try to do Arcana to confirm this.
Yeah, let me just get to my skill page here.
I mean, Surina would, but she can't Arcana. She's not smart. Smart.
Yeah, it's more
That's
of just
actually kind of funny.
proficiency is the best thing there, and I know these two have proficiency in it.
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
just rolled it.
Yep. All right, and Alana, you're not able to actually pick out the ley line, though. Falana, you with great difficulty, and really, it's almost as though you were only able to do this because you knew right where to look because Azul pointed it out. But you are able to see the faint emanations of like magical energy going directly below you and through this cliff off to the side.
One of two possibilities. Either this is a branch off a ley line, and it's not actually a ley line itself, or the ley line's so far down we won't be able to properly access it.
And Azul kind of nodded the first thing. No, it's a branch. I think the main ley line is about a mile away, I think. And she kind of looks off down the mountain a ways and kind of just thinking to herself as she points. And and as this goes on, like the Baron Claus, he just kind of walks up. And how do you know this? And she just kind of looks back. Oh, I just kind of been able to feel it since I was little. I could always feel magic surging around the world. And the Ashfield, he doesn't really seem that terribly impressed. Like, he'll kind of nod and make the comment, fair enough. Let's just keep going then. But he just kind of seems like a little... it seems like he doesn't fully believe the comment.
Well, some species are born that way.
Nobody else have any other questions to say regarding anything?
I have a
Not at the moment. The only time a situation where we'll need to say anything would be when we know something special or extra about it.
Yeah. Man, you people are bad at looking into things.
I'm not too concerned
I
about
look
it.
into things in other ways that you don't think of.
Honestly, if she could sense magic, that doesn't really affect us. It just means she's in tune with a planet. That could be due to species, too.
Well, on the bright side, at least, Ashfield seems a bit more questioning of this. And as they go on, you're probably traveled for another feat, and you kind of get the feeling like Lily has, of course, been kind of standing watch, because that's what Lily has been doing in her own paranoid way, and he kind of seems a little exasperated with how defensive she's being, as he figures that he's an adventurer in his own right, at least former adventurer in his own right. He knows how to take care of himself, and he really isn't quite feeling that he needs to be this protected by someone who is even like half of his biological age. More than that, actually. But he'll kind of turn back to Azul again, and he'll speak up. If you can spot the ley lines, could you find some place where the that fool blacksmith could bring that strange device over to here? It'd be quicker for us to get back.
The Bob tank?
Yes, that is what he's talking about. And Azul kind of speak up. The apparatus? I think I could find one around here. I think we went over a good one closer to Redwall. I'd have to spend some time looking around for it, though.
Well,
Interesting.
if you need help looking around, I might be able to lend some assistance.
And she'll kind of look over to the party. Oh, if you're willing to offer assistance, that'll be great. We'll just have to make sure we get the sending stone so we can get a message back to them so he knows to come for us.
Well, let's find the spot first, of course.
Of course, of course. And continue on. You make a camp for the night as well. Nothing really happened at the camp. It's a cold night. Especially in the mountains, it's been fairly chilly, though. It hasn't been too bothering to most of you, considering that you do have these pelts and everything from the winter wolves and all that stuff to keep you warm, be it majorly warm or moderately warm or what have you. So it hasn't been the worst time for you all. And eventually, like, when the morning comes, of course, you kind of keep a round watch, though there's not really too much of a worry. You don't see anything particularly dangerous try to attack you in the night. And you just kind of keep going down the mountain when the sun rises and starts to peek through the various mountain cliffs. Going back down the mountain, you do get to the area where there is stuff opening up, and it's a good thing I don't actually have anything planned today, because I don't have multiple screens set up. Don't care.
Good job.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any actual combat or stuff set up, though. So it's not the biggest deal anyway.
I mean, if you really wanted to set something up, you could.
Yeah, I could set it up real quick, and I might get that started up in case I do, because I do have one potential encounter, and if I'm going to go to it, then I'll just have my laptop ready to take over on DM purposes. Regardless, though, so you're going to be traveling down. You will eventually get over to Redwall itself, And here in Redwall itself, you're going to be arriving down here. We don't need Foxazul, so I can get rid of you on this map. Going to be arriving down here on the lower side of the Redwall Mountains, or the Redwall town, whatever you want to call it. Walking in more towards, what was this district? That district was 5. Actually, be coming down on the outside portion of it.
Why do you make just one party token?
Because in the city, you guys can all go in separate directions.
Or at least shrink down the token so it fits into one section a little bit easier.
Yeah, maybe later. I'll worry about it later. So regardless, you all get back to Redwall City without too much issue. You walk over here towards the trade gate. You'll be able to enter. The guards won't actually stop you. They'll kind of acknowledge your presence as you walk in. They'll send a runner up towards the High Hall where the council still is, though you don't really know the state that they're in right now. You kind of expect that they're still going through all this ordeal with finding a new counselor to replace Morgan. I think his name was. Was his name Morgan?
Which? Yeah, I
Morgan.
believe so.
Morgan,
something
yes.
like that.
Yeah. So you expect they're still trying to go through and dealing with that, though you don't really have any confirmation one way or the other. But for now, though, with you back in Redwall, what's your first plan of action? You do know that the Baron is intending to go right up to the council and get this shit sorted out as soon as possible. So
I
he
was
can get
actually
back
going
the
to say
city.
if you didn't mention that, I was going to say we should do that first. Just
Yeah.
get it out of the way.
Yeah, so that
In
is...
case there's yeah, let's just do it.
All right. So he's going to get headed right over there to take care of that. You're all going to be able to make your way up to the main area, which was the Great Forge Hall, and within there were the...
Ow! I muted myself. Oh wait, was that loud? Shit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry. Nothing I can do.
All right, so the group of you will go up to the Great Forge Hall where the council has been known to meet, and you're more or less welcome to come in. Of course, they go through the whole rigmarole of disarming everyone once more.
Yep.
No.
And to go through the whole rigmarole with this, though, luckily, it happens to be one of the guards who was there dealing with Falana the last time is also on duty today. So we kind of recognize this, and he goes through the whole same deal, like peace binding, or I think that's what you guys, or what you did last time.
Yeah, I think.
Peace wrap. Yeah, so you go through that whole ordeal where you have Falana will peace wrap her sword and everything else, but you're all disarmed otherwise.
Yeah. Even though Surina has her nice shiny Thunderbrand, it's not wise to bring it in.
It really isn't wise to bring it in, but yeah, and you all kind of will go off to your little side chambers, or it's not really like a side room. You're just off to the side of the building while he goes up to speak to the council directly. And you can see that in the council, it appears mostly the same as it was before. All of the counselors are there, of course, excluding the one who is dead, which is understandable. I mean, you're not going to have a corpse get up and attend to the council. I mean,
Not impossible.
it's not impossible, but they wouldn't get away with it in this particular culture.
Not
Maybe in
many
another culture.
cultures, I think, would allow it.
Not impossible, because
I think
the
the only
spells exist, and he may have had a plan in the event something like this did happen.
But yeah, regardless, in this particular event, you will not have that, or you will not see that happen. And you walk in, you can see that, once again, sitting at the main seat is Amber, as you recognize, and she will kind of just welcome the Baron back, and she'll speak up first. Yes, welcome back, Klaus. We've heard word from the bards up there. We understand that you did rather well. In addition, your companions over there managed to do quite a number to, well, not exactly doing the trial set forth. They did something much more useful and helped remove a infestation of sorts from one of our... And she'll kind of glance over towards the gnomes, the gnome counselor at this point. Allies' most interesting researchers' domain. You know, kind of not this. Yes. Now this trial is done. Is can are you finished with me? May I return to my people so I can see this all done, or there's still more needless headache that I need to deal with? And the rest of the council kind of seems to be a little murmuring a little bit more, and Amber just kind of seems to shake her head and chuckle slightly. Yes, well, while some might try to keep you here, I would agree that we have held you here for long enough. Besides, we do have things that we must deal with ourselves. We are still mid in the way of finding a replacement for dear old Morgrin.
Have you found the culprit yet?
We have not. It seems
Yeah,
whoever
okay.
it was rather well trained, and at the very least well connected.
Well, of course, it was an assassin. You need to look for one who hired the assassin, not the assassin himself.
That is very true, though it is harder to find that without finding the assassin.
Hmm.
Not really. Look at people who may have had a motive to kill him.
Actually, the issue there is we don't know everyone who had a chance to kill because he was apparently in underground things.
And like as that kind of happens, you kind of hear the gnome counselor Gimbo. He kind of speaks up with a little laugh about it. We wanted to kill him. You do realize that half this town was terrified of him. There's a long list of people who might want to kill him.
They're
And
apparently
that's what we
terrified
call
because
bad leadership.
Yes, and had we not been drawn here, we might not have been aware of this. It's actually strange. The fool almost set up his own death sentence with how he brought us all here. Even if he had not been killed, we would have been alerted to his foul dealings and been able to deal with them swiftly. And Amber will speak up with this, kind of silencing the gnome, assuming he did not have a plan to try to bring us all under as well. But we do not have to worry about that. Alright, so I believe you had something you wanted to say. You guys. I think
Go ahead.
Falana did.
Oh yeah, I have plenty to say. Well, if that's the case, might I suggest giving a pardon to the killer? This is a very unique situation, and actively hunting down the killer is not going to result in any actual results in this situation.
We cannot. It is not within our nature to give a pardon to any sort of killer for any reason. They must all pay their dues. However, if we are not able to find them, then, well, there's only so much that we could do.
Oh,
And
well.
you can roll insight if you wish.
I have best insights.
I haven't. I just need to actually hit
Serena might as well since it's her.
Ow. I need to be ready for it more often than I am.
Like I said, I have the best insights.
My God, you guys. This is why
What is
Serena has
insight?
wisdom.
What
Alright,
is
so
it?
it
I
looks
am
like
proficient with
only
that.
Serena passed this, and only barely.
I
Serena,
rolled a 2.
Serena, at Amber's word, you get the feeling that she has no intention to actually seek out who the killer is.
Nope, hero of justice.
But you almost feel like it's not quite just for the reason of that they actually did do the area justice.
Probably either under her employ or something else.
Or she knows who.
Yeah.
Regardless, though, that is not exactly the topic of our discussion right now. Well, we do have to still find a replacement counselor, and one who we will doing a great more deal care when we look into. There's still the process of getting you back to your lands, my old friend Klaus. Now then, as I said, we have received the word back from the bards about how your trial went through successfully, and as such, along with our own decision that you are indeed the same person and that not some imposter trying to take over the lands, we are completely willing to have no ill effects held against you. you're completely able to return to your land and rule over it as you see fit. Though, to prevent future disasters, I would propose that we do give you a slight nobility increase. Does anyone here oppose? And as she says this, you can see like the other counselors kind of look surprised for a second. Their mostly stoic expressions falter for a split second, as though this was not discussed with them previously.
Well, it
To
makes
which
sense.
rank? To what level of nobility?
Now that is an excellent question. And when he says this, one of the other dwarves will speak up, the one who was kind of overlooking things previous, or running over the trial here previously. I think that was Burn. I honestly don't remember. I'm going to assume it was Burn. And he'll kind of speak up. This is highly irregular to go through and do such a thing, though I would concur with the head counselor. To just have him return back, he could be still run into issues with war or what have you when somebody opposes his rule for such a low titled noble to command such a high number of people. We should give you an increased nobility. You have proven yourself worthy going through this trial, which has not been done in ages. I see no objections to this. And it kind of goes down through the majority of the lands. The Dragonborn and the human counselor, Hiscan and Zora, neither of them will raise an objection. They both agree with this. The gnome, he kind of just seems... He'll agree with it because he's kind of grateful for what the party did to help his head researcher, because that was the lab that that your previous adventure had gone through.
Can I make a
Various dwarves
suggestion?
here. You have the four dwarves remaining. There's Amber, who suggested and of course agrees. Burn, who also agrees. Cathra will kind of disagree. And the final dwarf, Derek, he will remain neutral for the most part, but he will, as he's prodded a bit more, begrudgingly agree that they should at least give him some form of nobility increase for this.
Can I make a suggestion to help prevent issues in the future?
I mean, I would.
The area he is in charge of and possible expansion due to refugees coming into the area. What if we give him the title of Marcus?
Oh. I don't feel like I know that title.
Well, there have been a lot of issues to the north, and due to the position of Ashenport, it is the first place refugees are going to go. We'll expand just to be able to hold said refugees. Without raw purpose alone, expand.
Hello?
Yes. Risu, you kind of fell out.
Okay.
Risu.
We've lost Reese.
We lost you after
Yes.
a while.
Really?
Yes,
Pretty
we
hard.
did.
We lost you, and then you started breaking up into robot speak.
Okay, was I expecting that? Sorry. What if we give him the title of Marcus?
Yeah, we heard that. It was
Okay.
to the point of like refugees where we lost you.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, refugees. Because of the refugees coming in from the north due to various events that have been happening, Ashenport is going to be prone to expand due to being the most easily accessed location for them to take refuge in. It's a matter of giving him the title of Marcus to future-proof anyone questioning his title in the future. As Marcus, he'd be right below royalty in terms of level of command.
I would say roll a persuasion with that.
One time. Yeah, you shut up, right. I'm still going through this work. Oh, really? Advantage. Give me advantage.
No, dear.
Give you advantage on that. Nope.
Okay, just be hopeful he doesn't turn it against you.